right field. Number 34, Maricona, playing third base. Number 13, Alosio Sell, playing first base. And number 10, Sean Davis, catcher. And our umpires for this first game Saturday is Mark Daniel Wentz.
We'll go sit along the first baseline.
Game will begin in the next few minutes.
Yeah, he was a little worried about foul balls. He goes, I think I'm in a bad spot. I said, I think you're in a really bad spot.
And welcome back, baseball fans, as we get ready to get underway. First pitch happening in about 7 minutes here of game number 5, the first game here of the second day of U18 AAA Westerns from Elmwood. And a quick look here at where these teams sit. Well, after the first day of play, Elmwood up top the standings with 2-0 on the day, recorded 20 hits. For only 7 hits against, outscored their opponents by 9 runs. South Central right behind them, they're also 2-0. And again, really had the bats going, 13 hits. For them, their run differential +5. Calgary and Regina both with 1 loss. Calgary, the only team here yet to score a run. And see if that can change for them here. Meanwhile, Regina had a 7-2 loss to Elmwood earlier on the other day. South Central's, or the Calgary's game against South Central was 3-0 South Central. And as we look at the bottom of the standings there, you see Tri-City 0-2 and had some good games, but both of them heartbreaking comeback losses by South Central and Elmwood. Run differential, and that's 6 runs for, 12 against. They have 9 hits, 15 hits against, and 5 errors for the Tri-City Thunder. And there's a look at where the teams sit here. So we'll see how they go here in between the White Sox and the Cubs. Both teams looking for their first win. Again, I'm your host, Bentley Brandt. Thank you guys for joining us for all of the games here throughout the tournament. And a quick recap on yesterday's schedule. Started here 8 a.m. was Tri-City and South Central. That was a 6-4 come from behind win for the South Central Cubs. They're up early 3-0 in that one. Tri-City came back, made it 4-3. South Central got 3 runs in the 6th inning to take that 6-4. Then Regina and Elmwood. Elmwood took the early lead in that one, 1-0. 2-run shot, though, down to right field for Regina, gave them the lead. Though Elmwood came back with a strong, after tying it up, was able to come back and put the game away with a strong 6th inning, scoring 5 runs on 6 hits. In the 2 p.m. slot, South Central blanked the Calgary Cubs 3-0. And in the brilliant nightcap game, we had another back and forth game with Tri City and Elmwood. And Elmwood with the big comeback, and that one scoring 5 runs in the top of the 7th after Tri City came back to take the lead in the 5th. Final in that was 6-2 for the Giants. Yeah, and as the plate meetings commence, we'll take a look here at both teams' starting lineups. Top of the lineup here for the visiting Regina White Sox is number 13, Maddox Herman. And as they make their way out to the mound, it will be the number 10 getting the start here for the Calgary Cubs and Sean Davis.
Sometimes you gotta press the button hard. Oh, what? On the top of the screen, top of the thing, there should be a button. Here? Yeah. Is that a press? Probably just shut off after this time. And just bring up the numbers. There you go. Now you can practice. And if you ever have to clear, you just hit clear and then whichever one you want to clear. There you go. Say clear a moment. Okay. So not holding it. Yeah, not holding it. I also have to get my head holding two pitches not to be hitting that. You know what I mean? It's like yes, Calgary is home. Yeah.
And as we get ready to go here, Herman steps up to the plate for the White Sox.
Leading off one for the visiting Regina White Sox, number 13, center fielder Maddox Herman.
And Herman takes the first pitch for a called strike. One breaks outside, 1-1. And that one chopped up the line to the first baseman, and he'll take it himself to the bag for the opening out. So the leadoff man goes down on the base, or on the hit to first base. Ethan Johnson now comes up to the plate for the White Sox. Sees the first one on the outside edge for called strike one. Two strikes. Good start here for Bavis. Bavis kicks and deals. And a called strike 3.
Next at the plate for the Regina White Sox, first baseman, number 61, Kian Portress.
So Bordress comes now into the box. The only one to hit a home run uh, over the fence so far in this one. Trisay did have an inside the park home run. Sees the first one on the outside for a call strike. Takes that one and puts that right to the left fielder, and a quick inning there. So 8-pitch inning for Bavis. And just like that, the White Sox take the field. See what the Cubs can do here on the bats. They definitely showed what they could do in the home run derby, as Calgary was the winner of that. As Antonio Juarez put a couple over the fence in there and was able to take the home run derby in round 2. And Lucas Kaufman getting the start for the White Sox. Seen a little bit of him in their game earlier against the Giants. And AJ Wimmer will start off the top of the lineup here for the Calgary Cubs.
First up to bat for the home team Calgary Cubs, shortstop, number 2, AJ Weimer.
First one, low inside. Hits that one. And quickly underneath that is the right fielder for out number 1.
At the plate for the Cubs, center fielder, number 15, Zach Donovan.
Kaufman kicks and deals in there for a called strike. And tries to put the bunt down. And the throw, not in time on that one. So the one away bunt, Calgary reaches. And there's a look as he gets the bunt down. Check the runner. Safe sliding back in time is Donovan. And back to first. Donovan back in time underneath the tag. Goes home, shows bunt. Safe. And here's a look at the replay there as he's able to get underneath the tag and pitch in the dirt. And Kaufman steps off the rubber. Cunnington sees that for a called strike. Kicks and deals home. High for ball 4. Runners on first and second for the Cubs. As Antonio Juarez comes to the plate. As we mentioned, the winner of the home run derby. See if he can hit one here to put his team up in the lead. First one called strike. And that one will miss high. 1-1. And called strike 2. Nice pitch in there. Breaking in to get the bottom corner. Kicks and deals from the 1-2. And can't find the inside edge. And gets him on the outside for a called strike 3. 2 away for the Cubs. As Ongarth comes to the plate. Swings through the first one. And swings through it again. Way up in front now is Kaufman. 2 strikes. 2 away here, trying to finish off the first. Deals home, swings through it, and that's the inning. A good pitcher's duel. So, through 1 inning complete, no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base for the Regina White Sox. Calgary Cubs, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left on base. Jack Casper due up next here for the White Sox. And swings through the first one. Second pitch, sees that on the outside for a called strike. That one gets away from him. 1-2. Kicks and deals from the 1-2. Swings through that one. And down on strike, swinging to start this one off. And Albert now makes his way to the plate. Davis gets him swinging early. Doesn't get him to bite upstairs. 1-1. And that one chopped ahead to the second baseman. And quickly works that across for the out. Two gone. And first one just cracks foul. Looking for an extra base hit down the third baseline. Strike two called on the one that gets away from the catcher. Foul tip at the plate. And catcher can't hold on to that one, so he'll get another whack at it. And Davis asks for a new ball. Kicks and deals home. Called strike three. So again, great pitching there from Davis. 10 pitch inning for him. And as thank you all for tuning in, we'd also like to thank our sponsors here and our broadcast sponsor, M&M Food Market. And you can visit them here in Winnipeg at 1765 Kenston Boulevard. Yeah, there's some chatter there between the Calgary bench and the umpire. And the catcher coming up. Snell into the box, ready to go. Kaufman kicks and deals. Gets the outside edge. Another called strike. Both these pitchers matching each other. Swings through that for strike two. And doesn't get the call upstairs. 1-2. Can't find the bottom corner. Evens out the count at 2 apiece. Kicks and deals from the 2-2. And Schnell bunts a full swing there off the end of the bat. Works his way foul. Inside edge, ball 3 called. So it'll be a 3-2. Kaufman kicks and deals on the breaking pitch, gets him swinging through it. And the Cubs open up, going down swinging.
Batting for the Cubs, right fielder number 27,
And Calhoun in for his first appearance of the ball game. Sees the first one and swings through it, strike 1. And gets outside corner. Kaufman 2 strikes now to Calhoun. And swings through it. 3 pitch at bat. 2 gone here. Hellman makes his way to the plate. Trying to get something to go here with 2 away. First one inside, and that's going to be a ball. Pops that one up, gets down, and Kaufman flip that to Portas for the out. So another quick inning there. So as the pitcher duel continues, as Davis works his way to the mound, another just 12 pitches there thrown for Kaufman in the inning. So Laidlaw makes his way into the box, and Davis calls for a new ball before he'll start us off here in the third. Showing bunt, drops that one down the line, and the catcher Laidlaw reaches on the bunt. Casper now to the plate. Check the runner at first. Safe back in time is Laidlaw. And Sam Casper sees on the outside for a called strike one. And fouls that one back. Two strikes. Leadoff man aboard. Kicks and deals, and that one skips away from the catcher. Laidlaw advances to second base on the pass ball. So the wild pitch will take the force play off for the double play as Casper makes his way back here into the box. Deals home on the inside, called strike three.
Next up to bat is Regina's.
So Casper goes down on strikes, and Thompson makes his way to the plate. Shows bunt, pulls it back in time ball. Davis kicks and deals, and that bunt pops out and works its way down in foul territory. 1-1. Davis turns and doesn't fire to check the runner on second. Showing bunt again. And that works its way foul. So that should take off the bunt attempt here with the 1-2 count. One ball, two strikes. Davis waits for the call. Looks back at second. Deals home, outside edge, called strike three. Two away here on the White Sox.
Center fielder, number 13, Maddox Herman.
And Herman makes his way to the plate as they snake their way around to the top of the lineup. Oh for 1 on the night. First pitch, takes a crack at that one, and that one just breaks foul. Davis deals home, in there for a called strike two. And again, the great pitching duel continues on. and swings through it. So another 3-pitch out bat. Regina strands their lone hit of the game on second base. As we head to the bottom of 3 here. Hello, Surly up to started going here for Calgary and seeing how we can add to their lone hit of the game and they can solve Kaufman. As he hasn't given them much to hit at. Everett Young Earth to follow him.
Bat for the Calgary Cubs. First baseman, number 13, Arnold Phil.
First pitch, outside edge, called strike 1. Swings through it, strike 2. And a chopper. Stays fair. Kaufman turns, fires at the Portas for the out at first base. And a 3-pitch start for Kaufman. 1 away. So now Weimer makes it his way to the plate, and I'll bring them back to the top here. First pitch. And Laidlaw tries to frame that top corner, doesn't get the call. Two balls, can't get that outside corner going for him. Kaufman deals home. And the bottom corner, perfect pitch there on the breaker called 2-1. And that one gets a hold of it, and it works its way foul. One away. As Kaufman prepares to kick and deal here with the 2-2. And gets him to swing through it for out number 2.
Next at bat for Calgary.
As the pitching duel continues on. And Donovan now making his way to the plate. Pass ball there. And Donovan has a pretty favorable count for him. Swings through it. 2-1. Fouled off at the plate. 2-2. Check swing. Yes, he did. So back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning. So through 3 complete. The visiting Regina White Sox have no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 man stranded on base. And the home Calgary Cubs have no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and have left 2 men stranded on base. Again, the pitcher's duel continues on here. Davis on the mound, averaging just over 10 pitches per inning. And Kaufman just under 14 for the White Sox. As Ethan Johnston makes his way to the plate. Sees the first one, and he'll get that to drop for a base hit. So the first hit of the game, that isn't a nicely placed bunt.
First baseman for the White Sox, bat with 61 key punches.
As Regina starts to get going here. And they got the heavy hitter now, Portras at the plate. Portras sees the first pitch in there for a called strike. And that one slides up Davis's hand. 1-1. And the crack of the bat, possibly a double play ball. And the shortstop works that across, and off the bag at first was the first baseman. So they'll get the leadoff man. And here's a look at that play, and just out of the reach there. For Sorrell, as you can see, is just off the bag. or safe on the check runner. Foul tip caught. Strike one. Swings through it. And Casper in there in the hole with 2 strikes. 1 gone. Sees it to check the runner. And Porter's able to make it back in time. Throw was a little bit off to the right side of the bag. Throws home outside. 1-2. And swings through for the second out of the inning.
Right fielder, number 33, Jack Albert.
So as Jack Albert makes his way to the plate here. Trying to start 2-out rally here with 1 aboard for the White Sox. Albert watches that one, missed to the outside. Swings through it on the inside corner. 1-1. Albert 0 for 1 on the night. Swings through another one. And now Bavis with control of the bat with the 1-2. And got some swing again. So the pitchers continuing their battle. As a 13 pitch hitting there for Bavis gets it done. Bottom of 4 here. And in that, Regina top of the 4th at their stat line, 1 hit and 1 runner stranded on first. So they'll match the Calgary Cubs with that, with 2 base runners left on the bags at the end of the inning. Kaufman and Laidlaw keeping it going here.
At the plate for the Calgary Cubs, number 11, left fielder Alex Connington.
So Cunnington makes his way here into the box. And Kaufman's opening offering of the inning deflected back down the chute for strike 1. And Nabs outside corner. And 2 quick strikes thrown to start off again for Kaufman. Kicks and deals. And doesn't get the call on the outside corner. Two. And swings through it for the out.
Off the bat for Calgary, designated hitter, number 6, Antonio Juarez.
So Juarez makes it back to the plate. Shows bunt. Takes it for a ball. Gets the top corner. Strike 1. Fouls off the 1-1. And swings through it for the second out of the inning.
Next up to bat for the Cubs, second baseman, number 16, Everett Unger.
So Unger comes to the plate, trying to break up this defensive battle. First pitch, can't grab the bottom corner low. And that one fouls back. 1-1. On the 1-1, gets a good crack of the bat into foul territory. And Albert couldn't get underneath that one. So he'll get another go at it here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kaufman kicks and deals, swings through it to end the inning.
After 4 innings of play, it's still a scoreless game. Special thanks to a few more of our sponsors, and then Meats, Stafford, People Corporation.
So another good appearance there at the plate, and 11 pitch inning there is what it ended up being for Kaufman, as the pitchers have definitely been doing their job here in this one. And again, with that, we'll take a quick little look here at the schedule and all the other games we'll have here for you. Only game here of the morning as it continues to go along. We got the Elmwood Giants, so playing again as the visitors against the South Central Cubs. That's here at 12:30. And then to start it off and continuing on in the late afternoon, we got the Tri-City Thunder and this White Sox team taking them on at 4 p.m. and that is local Central Time here. South Central then will be hosting Elmwood Giants, and that game is here at 7:30 as the nightcap. And Davis asks for a new ball. First one in there for a called strike. And that one gets away from Davis, 1-1. Rally fouls it back. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Varelli. And really not too happy about that. That one was outside, but umpire calls it. And Laidlaw. Swings through the first one. Quickly in the hole, 0-2. And called strike 3. So Sam Casper comes to play trying to turn his fortunes around here and for his team as the first 2 batters go down on 7 pitches. Able to start off by fouling that one off. Chops it. And on the adjustment there, the second baseman puts it to the pitcher for the out. So another quick inning there as 9 pitches thrown by Bavis and takes the 9th to first base on the flip. We will flip this over now here to the bottom of 5. As the defensive battle continues on here in this one. Kaufman still continuing with his average of just under 14 pitches per inning. And now up to the plate here come the Cubs. Snell makes his way to the plate. Kicks and deals, swings through the first offering. That went up high, evens the count out. Inside. Can't get the top part of the box with that one on the zone. 3 balls, 1 strike. And catches him, which what would have been ball 4. So the leadoff man aboard on the hit by pitch. As Calhoun gets ready to go, and before that happens, the manager comes out. And Kaufman still tossing the ball. Following the chat. Calhoun with the leadoff man aboard. No way. Ready to get this one going again. Check the runner. Don't get him. Shows bunt. Another first pitch there for Kaufman going for a strike. And doesn't get the call. 1-1. Kaufman throws home. Outside corner. Strike 2 called. 1-2. Checks the runner at first. Back in time. Throws home. Inside corner. Called. Strike 3. 1 away for the Cubs.
Third baseman, number 34, Merrick Hall.
And flipping over now here for Herman at the top of the order. And first one fouled off. For Hellman there. Throws back. Runner back in time. And doesn't get the call. 1-1, one away, runner on first. Here in the bottom of the fifth. And Kaufman gets him swinging. 1-2 as that one gets fouled off into the parking lot. Two balls, two strikes. And called strike three on the outside for Hellman, and a great way to end it here for Lucas Kaufman. And so I'll take the reliever in here to save him for later on in the tournament. And Tom Lazaroff comes in here in relief. Two-way here. Got man on first. And Arleo Sorrell up to bat. That'll be the first contact here for the reliever.
That for Calgary Cubs, first baseman number 13,
Sorrell set in the box, ready to go. St. Lazarus' first offering. Down low for a ball. Catcher able to block that. Keeping the runner at first. And called strike one. Puts us back even. Sox kicks and deals home. Swings through it. Catcher able to corral that ball. Is Laidlaw holding the Calgary leadoff man at first. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away here in the Calgary half of the fifth. And fouls it off to stay alive. One, two. And that one fouled back. Try again here from the 1-2. Outside edge called. Strike 3 in the bottom corner. And that will do it here through 5.
White Sox, no runs. Calgary Cubs, no runs. A few more of our sponsors that help to make this event such a wonderful
So
success.
for the visiting White Sox, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. They've left 3 men. They left 2 men on base. White Sox have no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and have left 2 men on base. And we get ready here to start the top of the 6th inning. And Thompson will get us going here. And what has continued to be a pitcher's battle. First pitch again in there for a called strike. Two strikes. Davis kicks and deals. Outside edge called strike 3. And a quick 3-pitch at bat. And Max Herman now makes his way to the plate. Sees the first one, rides that one up the middle and finds it in the gap for a base hit.
Taking the plate for the White Sox, shortstop number 10, Ethan Johnson.
So the third hit of the game here for the White Sox. First one, he'll leave that up high. And Bavis has a little bit of a hole he has to work out of. Kicks it home, gets him to swing through it. 2-1. Check swing, doesn't matter, called strike. Two balls, two strikes. Outside edge, and that won't get it. Full count coming here to Ethan Johnson. Full count, one away. Runner breaks. Leaves it on the outside for ball four. Runner thinks about third. He'll hold back. And that's going to cause the Calgary manager to come out.
First baseman number 61, Ian Portis.
As Portress comes to the plate, who hasn't done much in this game, but doesn't mean much because we've definitely in this tournament, in their first game and in the home run derby, seen what he can do. And with the ice-breaking run here to get one team on the board for the White Sox, 180 feet away. If he could put one into the gap, that might just be enough here for the White Sox to bring in Herman. One away following the mound visit. Runners on first and second. And tries to get the runner there, and Herman sliding back in time. Watches Herman and steps off. And gets a hold of that. That's going to get down for a base hit. And they're calling Herman home. Here comes the ball. It's not going to make it there. And Herman gets it home on the RBI hit from Portas. So Regina strikes first. Runners on first and second. one away. And their second hit of the inning. And Casper swings through the first offering. And in there for a called strike. And he chops that one. He'll break foul down the third baseline as Jack Casper stays alive. One gone, one in, and two on the bags here for the White Sox. Facing a two-strike count. And gets underneath that one. That one's going to get pushed just enough and over the fence. Fouled off. One-two count to Jack Casper. Check swing. And yes, he did go around. So Jack Casper goes down on strikes. So Jack Albert makes his way to the plate. Two on, one in scoring position, two away here. And grabs outside, called strike one. Albert 0 for 2 on the day. That's a good crack of the bat there. And getting underneath that one and making the play is Calhoun. And that will end the inning. So the White Sox strand two, but bring in the opening run of the game as we make our way to the bottom of the sixth. Two hits in the inning for Regina. Portress, as we talked about, what he can do in this one. He had their home run that drove in their 2 runs in their only game they played yesterday. Was able to get the RBI hit here to break the tie in this one. So as we near the ball, as we get in here to the bottom half of the sixth, Calgary has their work cut out for them. And it just starts with getting on base to get a rally going. And a hit or two to get back into this one. As AJ Weimer makes his way to the plate. Hammer sees that for a called strike. Holds back on the chase. Did he go? And as they finally wait the call there, the first base umpire says no, as the catcher was asking. I'd like to ask a couple times there. Got his answer. So the 1-1 it will be. Outside edge called strike 2. And Lazaruk, the reliever, taking right off from where Kaufman left off. With the 1-2 to Weimer. And pushes that foul. And there's a warning to the Calgary bench about getting on the pitcher during his windup. Here comes the 1-2. Misses, so 2-2. And that one pops straight up. And the shortstop calling off the pitcher. Ethan Johnson makes the catch for the first out of the inning. So one away here for the Cubs as Zach Donovan makes his way to the plate. Donovan fouls the first one back into the fence. And that one fouls over the chute. 0-2. Donovan. 1 for 2 on the night. Has to battle back here, though, to stay alive. Check swing. And makes the tag. Catcher asks again, is Laidlaw if he went? No, he did not, according to the third base umpire. So that will stay as a ball. As Laidlaw was looking for the strike 3, no catch. Deals home. Hit through past the third baseman. And that's going to be a base hit for Calgary on a 2-strike count. So Calgary aboard. With one away here in the bottom of the 6th. Cunnington sees the first pitch low for a ball. And he can't get the pick off. And the crack of the bat on that one, just fouling out of play down the third baseline. One. And time's called. They wanted the catcher in the bullpen there of Regina to put his mask on. The dish home outside. And we got 3-1. One away, runner on first. Calgary down by 1. Winning run needs to make it 270 feet. Over the plate and gets him to swing through it. We got a full count here as we await the payoff pitch. Dishes home outside, ball 4. So one away. And Suarez comes to the plate, and as we talked about with the White Sox and how good their hitter was at the home run derby again. Suarez there, the one is able to win it here for Calgary. And called strike on the outside. And we'll see now here if he can get just a base hit to the outfield to bring in the tying run. And trying to get that runner at second. Safe is the call from the umpire. So Donovan safely back at second. Inside for a ball, 1-1. Two one count here. As that kicks and deals home. And that one fouled back over the screen. Got 2-2. In the dirt, full count. So 3-2. One gone. Tying run 180 feet away. Go ahead run on first. Check swing. And no, doesn't get the call. And there's some argument there from the White Sox dugout on that call, but that's going to load the bases. And the White Sox now here trying to calm down their pitcher. Looking for a double play ball here. Force at any bag. One gone. As Everett Younger up to bat. As our kicks and deals home. Doesn't get the call on the outside. Check swing. Yes, he did go, according to the first base umpire. And it looks like his hands broke over on the swing. Good call there. We got the 1-1. Fouls that back to shoot. 1-2. And Lazaruk deals home. That one popped up and drifts into foul territory. Trying to work his way out of the jam. Kicks home, and that one fouled back into the screen. One, two. One away, bases loaded. And fouled off again. And that line drive cuts right through the parking lot. Doesn't catch any cars. And again, fouled back, staying alive. As the long at bat continues here. Unger, it's a good fight putting up here. And that went outside for ball two. Two balls, two strikes in what has been a bitter battle here. And that one not going to get the call. So ball three lands a little bit high, and we got a full count. And that one pitched out of the zone, so a walk will bring in the tying run. And Calgary gets their first run of the ball game, also their first run of the tournament. And with that, we'll most likely see a pitching change, and that is what's going to happen here for the White Sox. So Jake Marshall, or Connor Pullen, the 84, coming in here to pitch. So Calgary has 1 run on 1 hit here in the 6th inning, but they've worked the bases loaded and had the tying run walked in. We got 1 away. Regina broke the tie here in the top of the 6th, in their half of the 6th, with a base hit. Is able to bring in the opening run from second base. They had 2 hits in that inning. As Snell makes his way to the plate. 1 away, bases loaded. As Connor Poulin enters the game. Poulin throws home, doesn't get the corner. And now Poulin gonna talk it over here with Laidlaw. And see how they can manage their attack here going in to try and work their way out of the jam. Poulin kicks and deals. Bottom corner, called strike. 1-1. That one eats up Laidlaw. He'll go and retrieve that. 2 balls, 1 strike. The 2-1 to Snow. Outside edge, called strike 2. Fouls that one back to stay alive. And the 2-2 lifted into the parking lot. And hit maybe a vehicle driving on the road, maybe a sign. Hit something with the reaction of the crowd here trying to break the tension in the game. 2-2, one away, bases loaded. Swings through it to get the out.
To the plate for the Cubs, right fielder, number 27, Blue.
Called strike one. That's the bottom corner. And grabbing the corner there against Calhoun. He faces 2 strikes now. It's a nicely placed ball by Pullen. Pullen, the payoff, trying to get the pitch here to get out of the jam. Doesn't go on the outside offering. 1-2. That one eats up the catcher. 2-2. And Pullen steps off. And that one fouled off. Two away. Kicks and deals. Swings through it. And the cheer of the Regina crowd as they work their way out of the jam. But the damage done as the tying run walks in on 1 hit on the inning. And we've played 6 complete here. So the visiting White Sox have 1 run, 4 hits, no errors, and have left 4 men on base. And for the home Calgary Cubs, they have 1 run on 2 hits and have left a total of 5 men on base. And again, we thank you all for joining us for all the games here. Next one coming up here will be the 12:30 slot. The host Elmwood Giants take on the Manitoba representatives, the South Central Cubs, which will be a good matchup. Both those teams perfect through the opening day with 2 wins. Chopper hit to second base, and the shortstop fires that one in time. 1 pitch, 1 away. Goes the leadoff man for the Sox. And Laidlaw makes his way to the plate. And the umpire is having a chat again, continuing on with the Calgary bench. Laidlaw settles in with 1 away. Swings through the first pitch. And Davis can't get him to go on that one. 1-1. Cracked down the line and just pushed foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the catcher Laidlaw. Davis kicks home. And that one slid out of his hand. 2-2. Ball misses high, full count here. Inside for ball 4. And Regina has 1 on here with 1 away, and I was wondering if that was going to happen as Casper gets into the box here. Calgary manager just wanted to make sure that was full count, which it was indeed, before Casper makes his way in. First pitch called strike. Go ahead run. 270 feet away. Trying to pick him off. Safely back. Davis kicks home. And Casper swings through it for strike 2. And that pitch gets away from him. 1-2. And that one popped up the chute. And run between the 2 White Sox fans to catch that one. As the souvenir ball. 1-2. Another one popped up. Third baseman getting underneath it. Can't make the catch. Runner breaks for second. And the throw goes into the outfield. An on the air throw. It's going to be runners on the corners here for the White Sox with one away. So Hellman couldn't make the catch. Dropped that one, and then the throw went into center field. So Laidlaw advances to third, and Casper stays at first. And Jake Marshall enters the game. And an opportunity here in the visitors. Half of 7 to break this one open. Laidlaw thinks about breaking as that one gets away from the catcher, but stays back. One one. Running at first, safely back in time. And another hit. And that one gets past the fielder. One runs in for the White Sox. Here's the play at the plate. And another one's in. So a 1-out double here for the Sox as Jake Marshall comes in and does just what he was called on to do. 3-1 White Sox. First pitch called strike. And time called here before the 1-1. And the crack of the bat. Knifed for the double play and knifing that one out there, tossing it on to second. They'll get Jake Marshall doubled off. So the damage done here by Regina, what they needed to do in the visitors part of the 7th. They get 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error for Calgary. So some substitutions here for Regina. As Cruz Magoo gets ready to lead the Cubs off.
Coming to bat with the Calgary Cubs, number 67.
So Magoo, his first opportunity. And that one misses on the outside, ball one. And called strike. That one tipped back. 1-2. And that one worked foul. Try the 1-2 again. And no, the first base umpire says he did not swing on that one. So we got the 2-2. And the Cubs hit that diving play by the second baseman, knocks it down. Can't make a play though on it.
Next up for the Calgary Cubs, number 4, Walker Hutchison.
And Walker Hutchison enters the game here. And crack of the bat on that one. At the wall. Gets down. And in to score is the Cubs leadoff man. And they are on the board as Cruz Magoo makes his way 270 feet all the way around the bags to get Calgary within one.
Shortstop, number 2, A.J.
Lyman now at the plate. And the White Sox manager is going to come out here. And ready to go as the crack of the bat on that one into foul territory and falls down for strike one. Pulling kicks home. And that one high, ball one. 1-1. 1-1, one in. No outs on 2 hits. Shows bunt. That one popped up. And Laidlaw couldn't make the play on that. 1-2. And doesn't get the call. 2-2 here. As Pulling gets ready to dish it out here to AJ Weimer. And not the call on that one. And there's a look at that pitch there. And just misses on the outside. That one popped out the chute. Stays alive, full count. And the discussion continuing on here with the home plate umpire and Laidlaw and Weimer. As tensions brewing in between these two teams here. 1-run game. No outs in the bottom of the seventh. And that one cracked foul. The 3-2 deal coming your way. And Breaker to the third baseman. And he lets that one sail. So with that hit, we got runners at second and third. So the walk-off run, 180 feet away for Calgary. No outs. Donovan 2 for 3 on the night. Or on the afternoon. As he pushes that one into foul territory. And they're going to put in. So they put the force on. As the runner gets walked for Cunnington. Cunnington 0 for 1 on the night. First one in there for a called strike. Gets a hold of that one, just broke foul. That was over by a couple of inches. That could have been the game-winning RBI. Swings through it. And that is how the White Sox, trying to change some momentum in here, get their first out. Antonio Suarez now up to bat. Looking to put one into the outfield to end this game. Kicks and deals home and takes a hard swing at it. Gets away from the catcher. So did not make contact with the ball. So it's a tie game here as Calgary scores and the runners advance. And again, going to put the force in action here.
Batting for the Cubs, second baseman number 16, Everett Unger.
So 1 away, 2 home. Chopped away at the plate. 0-1. And 0-1. That one hit. Center fielder makes a catch. Here's the throw to home. And safe. Sliding in. It's a walk-off for the Calgary Cubs. So they walk this one off in the bottom of the 7th. With Unger uh, right with a fly out to center field, getting just enough for the runner from third to score. And quick go over here before I go to our star players. Regina had 3 runs on 5 hits, 1 error. Meanwhile, for the victorious Calgary Cubs, they had 4 runs on 4 hits and overcome their 3 error inning they had in the top of the 7th to get the walk-off 4-3 win. And now we'll wait here our players of the game. And thank you all for tuning in today's game. And again here, as we wait for the 3 stars, or it starts from both teams. We'll also give you a heads up on schedule going forward for both these teams.
Calgary Cubs, 10, pitcher
So Bavis, the starting pitcher. And both these pitchers showing what they could do to start gets the player of the game. And Lucas Kaufman getting it for the White Sox is both those guys doing their jobs here, keeping both teams at bay early on. So the Calgary Cubs walk off the Regina White Sox by a score of 4-3. And with that, the Calgary Cubs will have the rest of the day off until tomorrow morning. And the White Sox, their next game is against the Tri-City Thunder. That is here at 4 p.m. And for the White Sox fans back home in Regina, that is 3 p.m. local time. We'll be bringing that to you here. But before that, we got at 12:30, the host Elmwood Giants taking on the South Central Cubs. And we'll be bringing you that game here coming up in just over 70 minutes till first pitch. With that, I'm your host, Bentley Brent, and we thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you